In leather, everyone kind of hangs out there. They believe that they regard the viewpoint, and you are expected to regard it. With simply a black robe, a sharp tongue, and a no-nonsense demeanor, Judge Judy created an empire. She became one of the wealthiest ladies on television and dominated daytime TV for more than 20 years. Millions watched as she used a single glance to put people in their proper place. However, beneath that stern exterior was a woman dealing with serious personal issues. Her path hasn't been as flawless as it appeared on film, with a failed marriage, betrayal by close friends, and public charges that damaged her reputation. Come along as we examine Judge Judy's ascent, decline, and lonely existence in greater detail today. Starts and lofty goals. Judge Judy was born in Brooklyn, New York, as Judith Susan Blum. Her family was descended from Russian and German Jews. She frequently spoke kindly about her parents. She once referred to her dentist father, Murray, as the greatest thing since sliced bread. Judy characterized her mother, Ethel, who was an office manager, as a meat and potatoes person. After graduating from James Madison High School in 1961, she attended American University in Washington, D.C. to study government, where she eventually obtained her degree in 1963. She didn't stop there, though. After attending New York Law School, she graduated as a lawyer in 1965. She became a business lawyer for a cosmetics company after passing the New York bar test. She resigned that career since it wasn't fulfilling and concentrated on raising her kids, Jamie and Adam. She learned about a position as a prosecutor in the New York Family Court in 1972 from a friend. She was far more suited to that function. She found her voice as soon as she entered the courtroom. Ed Koch, the mayor of New York, appointed her as a criminal court judge in 1982 after noticing her acerbic demeanor. For years later, she was appointed the Manhattan Family Court's supervisory judge. She quickly gained a solid reputation. Although she disliked the labels, some people referred to her as harsh or tough. She didn't play around, though, and that much was obvious. And millions of people will soon notice that fearless personality. To the large screen from the bench. The Los Angeles Times published a piece about her in 1993. Heidi, the wife of author Josh Gatlin, served as the inspiration for the novel, and the two were instrumental in Judy's ascent to prominence. Later, she had an appearance on CBS's 60 Minutes, which helped spread her name throughout the nation. Her straightforward communication style and commanding presence in court were well received. Her first book, Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me It's Raining, was published in 1996 as a result of the publicity. She retired as a family court judge that same year. Her career was far from over, though. A permanent transformation was about to occur. Judy was given the opportunity to feature in her own courtroom television program in 1995. She agreed. Judge Judy was broadcast on television on September 16, 1996. Real small claims cases and real decisions were shown on the show. The audience adored it right away. She brought with her Petrie Bird, also known as Bird, her real-life bailiff from family court. He would end up becoming the bailiff with the longest tenure in courtroom television history. Judge Judy grew enormously during the next 25 years. On television during the day, the show frequently had higher ratings than even the Oprah Winfrey Show and attracted 9 to 10 million viewers each day. From 2009 until its conclusion in 2021, it was the most popular daytime television program. People admired Judy's quick thinking. Viewers liked seeing wrongdoers publicly humiliated by a powerful authority figure, according to writer Brendan Oikerner. They had no desire for intricate legal disputes. They sought the firm decisions of Judge Judy, and they received just that. Americans claimed they trusted Judge Judy more than all 9 justices of the U.S. Supreme Court in a 2013 Reader's Digest survey. She had such a powerful effect. Through her appearances in skits and references in programs like Saturday Night Live, Will and Grace, and The Simpsons, she became ingrained in popular culture. She was named one of the 200 greatest pop culture figures by VH1 in 2003. Not only was Judy well known, but she was also getting rich. Large paychecks and a lot of stress. Judy earned enormous salaries as a result of her popularity. She was making $25 million annually by 2005. She was one of the wealthiest women in Hollywood in 2007 with a net worth of $95 million. Her pay increased to $45 million in 2008. However, despite all of that accomplishment, Judy thought about retiring in 2010. In 2014, her contract was set to expire. "I think 2013 would be a nice time," she remarked. "Leaving on top is pleasant." But she continued. She passed out while filming her show in 2011 and was taken to the hospital right away. Later on, it was discovered that she had experienced a mini-stroke. Fortunately, she bounced back fast and went back to work. In the same year, CBS gave her another contract extension, this time for $47 million annually. This meant she was making more than $900,000 every workday, even though she only filmed 52 days a year. According to Forbes, she was the best-paid TV host at the time, earning $147 million before taxes in 2017. Judy used to quip, "Do you want a job or the Emmy?" In 2013, she finally received her first daytime Emmy after 14 years without receiving one. In 2016 and 2017, the show would win once more. She was also listed as the longest-serving TV judge in history in the Guinness World Records in 2015. Even legends, though, have their limits. Judy subsequently acknowledged her dissatisfaction with CBS and the decisions made by the network. She was also sued, one of which was from Rebel Entertainment. She therefore declared that the 25th season would be her final one on The Ellen DeGeneres Show in March 2020. 25 is a lovely round number, she added. The last episode aired on July 23, 2021, and the last case was recorded on June 8, 2021. Made it apparent that she wasn't finished yet, though. Judge Judy had her sights set on a new endeavor even before she concluded. She declared that she was launching a new project, Judy Justice, rather than retiring. A new era, a new show, Judy Justice. Judge Judy ended in 2021, but Judy Shinlin remained in the forefront in the courtroom. On Judy Justice, which debuted on November 1, 2021, she took on a new job instead. By July of that year, only a few months after Judge Judy completed taping, production had already begun. Her show wasn't on cable this time. During the first season, it was known as IMDb TV and was broadcast on Amazon Freevee. Judy Justice became the first courtroom program to debut exclusively on a streaming service as a result. The presentation gave her traditional formula a contemporary spin. She employed a more modern courtroom set, donned a different color robe, and introduced new people, such as her granddaughter, who offered a Gen Z viewpoint. Additionally, she frequently employed a court stenographer to accurately record all of the statements made during hearings. With longer episodes that concentrated on a single case and larger monetary prizes, the show was intended to be more hip and dramatic. Here, Scanlon took her time, in contrast to her brisk manner on Judge Judy. She wasn't as tough as people may recall, and she took more time on each case. However, the updated version of the show did not satisfy everyone. The removal of her longtime bailiff, Petrie Bird, was one significant change that infuriated spectators. Supporters had become accustomed to seeing him alongside her. However, Kevin Rasco took his place in Judy Justice. Bird later claimed that because Shinlin never discussed the change with him, he felt bewildered and disappointed. Although many devoted fans still found the change difficult to accept, she clarified that the show was moving in a different path and hailed Bird as fantastic. However, Bird did not remain resentful. He even thanked Shinlin for everything, saying he had no ill will. Then, in April 2022, he appeared on Tribunal Justice, another program that Shinlin herself had produced. Adam Levy, Shinlin's own son, and two former hot bench judges were on that show. Judy Justice made history even though it didn't receive the same high ratings as Judge Judy reruns. It was renewed for a second season, which premiered on November 7, 2022, and became the most-watched show on IMDb TV in terms of streaming hours. The show even earned Shinlin a daytime Emmy, making her the only TV judge to get the honor for two distinct courtroom programs. However, Judy's life was more than that. Over the years, she worked on numerous other projects and appeared in significant media, behind-the-scenes appearances, and media appearances. Beyond her appearances in court, Shinlin has always been a well-known figure. Numerous shows, including Entertainment Tonight, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Larry King Live, Good Morning America, and The Wendy Williams Show, have included her as an interviewee. One instance that fans recall is when she shocked viewers by making an appearance on Saturday Night Live in 1998. She demonstrated her sense of humor by interrupting a skit that was ridiculing her. She played herself in a courtroom scene in the television film Chips 99 that same year. In 1999, she was also a judge on the Miss America pageant. Her personal narrative was told in the one-hour documentary Judge Judy, Sitting in Judgment, which premiered on February 21, 2000. She made an appearance on Shatner's Raw Nerve in 2008, and she interviewed the archive of American television for 2 hours in 2009. In 2013, she disclosed additional information about her background and her experience as a family court judge in an interview with Katie Couric at the 92nd Street Y, one of many occasions she has told her story over the years. Shinlin founded Queen Bee Productions, her own production company, in 2014. Hot Bench, a courtroom program with a twist, was one of her most significant endeavors through this organization. Instead of one judge, there were 3. Judy and her husband were watching court in Ireland when Judy had the notion. "We witnessed a 3-judge bench," she remarked, which I thought was interesting and fascinating. She swiftly transformed that concept into a show by selecting Patricia D. Mango, Tanya Acker, and Larry Bachman as the panel's 3 powerful personalities. Michael Corriero later took Bachman's post. Like Judge Judy, the show was produced by Randy Dottit and CBS and became a hit in its own right. It was revealed in 2016 that CBS was developing a drama series inspired by Shinlin's life. Her honor would follow a young New York judge who excelled at her job but had a chaotic personal life. Listed as an executive producer was Shinlin. She also produced Eyewitness, a brief game show that aired for 6 weeks in 2017. The game assessed players' recall of what they had seen in short video snippets. She also discussed her personal and professional life in further detail during her 2017 appearance on the Fox News series Objectified. However, not all media coverage was favorable. Lawsuits, rumors, and a negative public perception. The National Enquirer made untrue statements about Shinlin in 2017. They claimed that in addition to having Alzheimer's illness and cognitive damage, she had cheated on her spouse. Additionally, they claimed that Nicole, her daughter, had a criminal history. Later, the magazine issued a public apology for publishing these falsehoods. However, the harm was done, and it served as a warning that rumors can harm even strong women like Judy. She appeared on Curb Your Enthusiasm that same year. In order to create a sketch that felt and looked like an actual Judge Judy episode, the show imitated her courtroom approach. The music, the set, and even the voiceovers were all excellent. She continued her streak of well-known appearances in 2018 when she made an appearance on Norm Macdonald Has a Show on Netflix. Never gave up on moving forward in spite of everything. She helped others in addition to using her popularity for personal gain, giving back while remaining resilient. Judge Judy has always taken pride in her accomplishments and fortitude. In her legal class, she was the sole female student. By the time she was 23, she was practicing corporate law. She had a reputation for being stern and unshakable in family court. Additionally, she was the host of Judge Judy, the most popular courtroom program on television. She has been making significant contributions to her community outside of the spotlight, though. Her honor mentoring is a program she founded with Nicole Scanlon, her stepdaughter. Young women can explore various professional possibilities and gain confidence with the support of this organization. It teaches them how to get ready for the modern workplace. She also established a debating room at the University of Southern California in 2017. The Shinlin Forum is the name of it. Judy desired a space where individuals could freely exchange differing viewpoints. She once remarked that one should arm themselves with all the facts they can get when seeking the truth. Well, having a closed mind can be dangerous. Her voice was heard in society as well as in court. She also penned books that included portions of her life story and guidance. She published What Would Judy Say? In 2013, an adult manual on cohabitation with advantages. She followed it up with What Would Judy Say? The next year, Be the Protagonist of Your Own Tale. Her efforts have earned her numerous accolades, such as honorary doctorates, a Distinguished Alumni Award from New York Law School, and the Women's Guild of Cedars-Sinai Hospital's Woman of the 21st Century Award. She even went on the campaign trail in 2020. She went on a bus trip throughout the southern United States and backed Mike Bloomberg for president. Her message was unambiguous. It is the world's most ideal nation, and I'll battle them to the death. So those who are attempting to revolutionize and modify it have no chance. Strong language. Judy, however, has always been resilient. She has demonstrated this in her life, career, and the way she stands up for her convictions. And now, that same strength still comes through as she gets older. What about her private life, though? As it happens, that has also been a difficult journey. First divorce and first love. Judge Judy was only 20 years old when she got married for the first time. She married young lawyer Ronald Levy in 1964, just after graduating from college. She claimed that she married him in part because he was a skilled dancer, a nice guy, and the timing seemed appropriate. Her pals were mostly getting married, and she wished to start a family in her 20s. Judy never considered herself to be a career-focused lady. She also desired a family. She resigned her position as a lawyer at a cosmetics company to become a housewife after a brief stint. She had 2 kids with Ronald. Adam and Jamie were born in 1968 and 1966, respectively. In search of a tranquil, family-oriented existence, the couple relocated to the countryside. However, things began to change after a few years. As a stay-at-home mom, Judy began to feel bored and unhappy. After a while, she remarked, "I got tired with not being active outside the house." After 5 or 6 years of serious effort, she came to the conclusion that it wasn't for her. After returning to school and earning a family law degree from NYU, Judy resumed her career in 1972. She was committed to demonstrating that she could balance a profession and a family. Ronald, however, didn't care about her work. He regarded it as a pastime. "My first husband is a lovely, lovely man," Judy remarked afterwards, "but he always thought of my job as a hobby, and I eventually became resentful of that." The marriage eventually dissolved as a result of that resentment. After 12 years, they were divorced. Restarting after meeting Jerry. Judy's second major romance started shortly after her divorce in 1976. She was a prosecutor in the family court in Manhattan. She met defense lawyer Jerry Scanlon at a bar the same year. Judy asked, "And who is this?" while pointing a finger in his face while he was speaking to a reporter. "Lady, please remove your finger from my face," Jerry retorted. And that marked the beginning of something enduring. Their early relationship wasn't easy, but they clicked and were married in 1977. Jerry remained married, but separated, while Judy was divorced. Judy resisted his desire to simply live with her. She threatened to leave unless he sought a divorce. In a book interview, Judy stated, "Don't call again, or I want to see your divorce in the newspaper." Jerry eventually consented, and after his divorce was finalized, they were married. Together, the couple has 5 kids. Jerry's first marriage produced Jonathan, Gregory, and Nicole. Judy had Adam and Jamie. They were both aware that it was difficult to bring their families together. Jerry used to remark that we would simply bid the 5 kids farewell if they did not get along. They both concentrated on making the mixed family work, even though Judy doesn't recall saying that. And they did. Indeed, 3 of their offspring followed in their footsteps and became lawyers. Adam started off as a district attorney before rising to the position of tribunal justice judge. Gregory opened the Shinlin law firm and practiced law as well. Nicole joined Mincer and Shinlin as a partner. Jonathan and Jamie, their other children, made different decisions. Jamie avoids being in the spotlight. Jonathan went on to become an ophthalmologist. A fresh marriage, a second chance, and a divorce. After many years of blissful marriage, Judy and Jerry's lives took a difficult turn in 1990. Judy was devastated by the death of her father, Murray Bloom. She turned to Jerry for emotional support, but he was unsure of how to provide it. "I wasn't asking for anything out of the ordinary," Judy remarked. And when he said that he truly didn't know how to achieve it, he wasn't being irrational. She wanted Jerry to look after her for once because she was so distraught. However, he was unable to assume that role because of the manner he had spent his life. They were unable to communicate. He received an ultimatum from Judy. She threatened to divorce him if he was unable to cope. She did what Jerry had pushed her to do. She said to me, "If you can't maneuver this, I'm going to divorce you." And I said, "Oh yeah? I dare you." And the next day, I got divorce papers. They officially divorced in 1990, but it didn't take long for them to realize it was a mistake. Jerry said he missed her presence during their separation. Judy missed him too. After a bad date, she was happy when he reached out. they started spending time together again, and their love rekindled. Even though Judy knew Jerry hadn't changed, she accepted him for who he was. Their bond grew stronger, and Jerry said, "Suddenly I said to her, 'This is silly. I'm uncomfortable being with you all the time and not being married to you. Let's get married again.'" Since they both worked in law, getting remarried was quick and easy. They got a same-day marriage license and had a simple ceremony, officiated by a friend who was a Supreme Court judge in New York. The secrets to their long-lasting love. Judy and Jerry's marriage has had its ups and downs, but today they stand strong as each other's biggest supporters. Their problems in the past came from a lack of support and miscommunication, but over time, they learned how to be there for each other. When Judge Judy became a hit in 1996, Jerry had no issues standing in her shadow. He said, "I think that behind every great woman, there is a man." And Judy supported Jerry's own rise when he joined the People's Court as a judge. "She is the one who told me I should do it," Jerry said. One thing they both agree on is the importance of staying physically attractive for each other. Judy once said, "You know, if you fall instantaneously for somebody, that means there's a physical attraction." She added that Jerry takes good care of himself too, saying, "He maintains that physique that I fell in love with 48 years ago." But the biggest secret to their happiness, according to Judy, is understanding each other's needs. On Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, she explained her take on how to keep a man happy. She said, "Men like to be fed. They like to be cuddled. They like to have their alone time. If you feed them and love them up a little bit and don't get in their way too much, they're happy." That insight helped her understand Jerry better, and it worked for them. Their family has expanded over time. They currently have 13 grandchildren out of their 5 children. Some have even pursued legal careers similar to the families. Judy founded Judge Judy to provide a better life for her family, not to pursue celebrity. "I hoped that we would be able to purchase a 2-bedroom apartment in Florida, just a block from the beach, and that we would be in business for 3 or 4 years," she remarked. She had no idea that the show would run for 25 years. Sarah Rose, her granddaughter, who works alongside her as a law clerk on Judy Justice, is now carrying on her legacy. The courtroom's shadowy side. Even though Judge Judy dominated daytime television for more than 20 years, there were always issues with the program. A number of former employees came forward to accuse the show's creators of fostering a hostile work environment. There have been allegations of verbal abuse, sexual harassment, and even inappropriate groping, according to Business Insider. Some women claimed that they were the target of offensive remarks from male producers. Court documents also referenced racism in the background. According to these documents, there was a definite pattern of racial actions by people in authority. Judy herself had complete authority over the set, according to numerous former workers. They claimed that Judy ran the ship, which meant that she had the last say on most matters, but the issues didn't stop there. Over the years, Judge Judy also dealt with a number of legal troubles. The National Enquirer was sued for slander in one significant case. According to the magazine, she was miserable, had cheated on her spouse, and had Alzheimer's disease. Judy filed a lawsuit against them. According to USA Today, they later apologized and withdrew the pieces. She sued a personal injury attorney in 2014, which led to yet another legal battle. Her name and face had appeared in his advertisements, giving the impression that she endorsed his legal practice. That was untrue, and she retaliated. A talent agency and former producers also filed a case. They asserted that they were entitled to a portion of the Judge Judy show's earnings from Judy and CBS. In addition to all of this, she received criticism from the public for her political remarks. She took issue with Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's prosecution of Donald Trump. She was commended by several for speaking up. She was going too far, according to others. Her tone on the show was perceived by some reviewers as being classist. They claimed that she frequently reprimanded the underprivileged and made personal inquiries unrelated to the case. Others brought up how stereotypes about Black people, such as the derogatory welfare queen and super predator labels, were present in several of her earlier works. Even into her more recent endeavors, these issues dogged her. Old questions, new shows? Many admirers were thrilled when Judy Justice was introduced. But many longtime watchers were troubled by one issue. It did not include her well-known bailiff, Petrie Hawkins Bird. He had spent more than 2 decades working with her. Bird claimed that he was shocked and perplexed to learn that he was left out. Judy subsequently stated that although he was a wonderful man, the program required a change of pace. Bird wished her well and stated he wasn't angry. Fans were nonetheless angered by the alteration, though. The nature of Judge Judy's cases was another matter that was brought up. The cases were authentic, to be sure, but they had nothing to do with any actual legal system. Judy made her own decisions, and the show focused more on television than the law. Judy, however, stuck to her strategy. She had a straightforward response when people questioned her enormous salary. Judge Judy can go anywhere with me. You can't make the show without me. In 2018, Forbes confirmed her massive paycheck. She was the highest-paid TV host in the world, making $47 million a year. That included not just Judge Judy, but also another courtroom show she produced, Hot Bench. And that wasn't all. Judy sold the rights to her old shows for $100 million, even after leaving Judge Judy. She didn't slow down. In July 2025, she released a new show called Justice on Trial on Prime Video. It looks at 8 major legal cases that changed U.S. law. Judy said the show would make people a little smarter after watching. All 8 episodes started streaming on July 21st. She created and produced it herself. Speaking of which, with all her success on TV, it's no surprise that Judge Judy's net worth is massive. Money, mansions, and the judge's empire. As of July 2025, it's $440 million. Most of that came from her years hosting Judge Judy and producing Hot Bench. She also earned big money by selling old episodes of her show to CBS. But her fortune didn't stop at just earnings. Judy used her wealth to invest in luxury real estate. She owns 6 homes across the United States. These include a penthouse in New York City, a large manor in Greenwich, Connecticut, and a mansion in Newport, Rhode Island. She also has a 5-bedroom condo in Beverly Hills and 2 homes in Naples, Florida. Her main home is in Connecticut. It sits on 12.5 acres of land and includes 10 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, a swimming pool, and beautiful gardens. Judy and her husband, Jerry, paid $13.2 million for that property. Despite all this luxury, Judy has said her goal wasn't just to get rich. She started Judge Judy, hoping for a short TV run that could help her and Jerry retire near the beach in Florida. We were civil servants. We had 5 kids that were all educated. Most went to graduate school. We tried to see to it they weren't burdened with a lot of debt, she told People. Her plan worked better than expected. Today, she's not just a famous face. She's built an empire, and she continues to pass that legacy on, especially through her granddaughter, Sarah Rose, who works with her as a law clerk on Judy Justice. What do you think about Judge Judy's career? Do you think Judge Judy's massive success justifies the controversies she's faced over the years? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from Hollywood's fascinating history. See you next time.